No, your eyes are not deceiving you. This is a off-topic prediction video for the 2017 NBA Finals. Um, this will be a once in a while, very, very rare occurrence where I talk about another sport other than soccer on here. But with all the hype surrounding the rematch between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the fact that basketball is my second favorite sport. A little fact about me. I wanted to sort of give my take on it as well as my prediction. And for all you basketball fans out there, don't get used to it because I will not be talking about it during the NBA Finals take place themselves because this is a soccer channel. But I like basketball. I enjoy watching basketball. Uh, Always liked basketball. So I'm going to give my take on it here. You know, a lot of people have Golden State winning this because coming off an embarrassment of dropping a 3-1 lead last year in the NBA Finals, the Cavs coming back in true underdog fashion to clinch LeBron James's first NBA title with his home team, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Um, that they're going to be hungry. They're going to be coming out and looking for revenge because last year's loss really slipped between their fingers, and they want to make amends for that. And really, when you look at the Golden State Warriors, man per man, and as together as a team, uh, they just look way too strong for anybody in the NBA. They swept all three of their opponents in the Western Conference 4-0 three times with a 12-0 record total to get to the NBA Finals. And they should haven't too much for Cleveland to deal with, even though LeBron is coming off probably his best season career ever. He's absolutely lit this year, and he's in his prime as we speak. And, you know, looking at how these two sides match up, the Warriors do have a distinct advantage over the Cavs in many areas of the field. Excuse me, it's not soccer, of the court. Um, and in addition to their team of all stars, they've added Kevin Durant to this season's roster, and he's searching for his first ever title in general. Looking at how man per man each team lines up, I can understand why most people would pick the Golden State Warriors to take this, but I'm a little bit reserved to hop on that bandwagon opinion because two reasons. Well, number one, people keep saying that Golden State has something to prove. They need to come out, and if they were to lose two finals in a row, it would be more damaging to their reputation than the Cavs would. Cavs losing to a great team like the Warriors is permissible. The media will forgive them for it so long as they go down swinging, die trying. But the Cavs also have something to prove here too, because a lot of people attribute Golden State's victory last year not to the Cavaliers, but due to the fact that Golden State shot themselves in the foot, or at least they shot themselves in the foot. Uh, and it's because of this that I feel the Cavs are not getting enough credit, enough respect for really almost a miracle that they pulled off last year. So I think the Cavs have just as much to prove as the Warriors do, because they want to show that last year's result was not just a one-off freak occurrence. It was the first time ever that an NBA team trailing 3-1 in the NBA Finals came back to win it. So, and you know the whole prospect of repeating as champions is also very enticing as well. And LeBron looks absolutely ruthless this season. I think he wants it. I think he's still He still wants to add to his trophy collection. He wants to go for that fourth ring. So I'm not sold on this idea that the Golden State Warriors are going to make easy pickings of the Cavs. They can certainly win this series, but I think, guys, this is going to go beyond 4 or 5 games. I think we're going to get at least 6 games from this series, in my opinion. The number two reason why I'm very sort of doubtful about picking the Warriors is because if you look at their route to the finals, they weren't really tested. They were not really tested. And I'm a little bit superstitious, but I sort of believe that the fact that they defeated the Spurs so handedly after Kawhi Leonard's injury in Game 1, they weren't properly dealt a big obstacle en route to the final. And in Game 1, the Spurs arguably would have won if Leonard did not go off with injury. And if they had won Game 1, then all bets are off the table as far as how that series eventually would have turned out. Some people think the Spurs might have pulled off the upset. I think eventually Golden State would have won that series if Kawhi was still playing, but I think they would have pushed the Warriors all the way to the brink. I think that series probably would have went to at least 6 games, maybe the full 7. And that would have given the Warriors, that would have made them more battle-hardened, I think, for the final. But they're entering the final not having lost a game, so they have yet to suffer a major setback. Now, a lot of people will say that, well, in the East is not very competitive. The Cavs only lost 1 game on the way to the finals, and that's true, but Boston still gave them more trouble than the Spurs without Kawhi Leonard gave Golden State. And I think it's a blessing in disguise that the Cavs dropped a home game to the Celtics, because it showed them that even though when they're up 2-0 in a series, that you can't take anything for granted, especially when you're playing at home. And the Celtics showed them that. So because of those two reasons, and because of the fact, overall in general, you look at how the Cavaliers are playing this season, and you look how the Warriors are playing. The Warriors have been clinical, but I think the Cavs have been much more unrelenting. And it's because of this that I'm picking the Cleveland Cavaliers to repeat as champions. I think they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors. Like I said, Warriors are a better team, but I just think Cleveland, I just think they want it more. You look at how they play, there's just something about this Cavaliers side this year. And like I said, I think it's going to at least 6 games. Some people have Warriors in 4, Warriors in 5. I think that's absolutely nuts. The only way it goes to 5 games is if the Cavs collapse, and and there's no possible way it's going to 4. So I think Cavs are going to win this, and another reason why I think they're going to win it is because San Antonio gave Golden State a scare in Game 1 and almost made them pay for it. Cleveland is the type of team that will make you pay for it. And I see Golden State dropping a home game before I see the Cavs dropping a home game. And the first 2 games are in Golden State, so I can see Cleveland winning one of those games, taking the home advantage back to home court, and at that point, it'll be blood in the water. I don't think LeBron and company will allow themselves to give up that newly earned home court advantage once they take it back to Cleveland in Game 3. So you can call me crazy or not, but I think I'm going to go with the Cavs to win this in 6. If not 6, then 7, obviously. But I think I'm going to pick the Cavs to win this series in 6. I think they're going to beat the Golden State Warriors. Most people think the Warriors are going to beat them in like 4 or 5. Some say 6 games. I'm sure there's some out there who say 7. But the general consensus seems to be that Golden State's going to win this. I disagree. I think there's something about this Cleveland team that just has some kind of fight in them, so to speak. So yeah, I'm picking the Cavs to win it.